This is very touching.
Experiences with different people. You can imagine.
Do not represent them.
The budgeting process, that ordinary citizen.
I think we have come a long way.
How can society benefit?
Follow the Law is a project under the Emotive program aimed at strengthening and promoting citizens' participation in the law formulation process. Partners from Uganda, Netherlands and South Africa convened in Uganda to share their experiences.
It's quite interesting with all the different tools, what we can share, what we can learn from each other. And of course, we're very passionate about Emotive as a program. We started off joining Emotive about 4 years.
Sibongile Masemale from CEWIT in South Africa says they almost have similar challenges with Uganda and they believe through this program a lot can change. She says police brutality in South Africa is among the most pressing challenges that they need to work closely with different stakeholders to improve the relationship between police and the local people.
We'll share experiences in the area of citizen-based monitoring, an area of our work. It's a program that CEWIT does, which essentially is a mechanism through which citizens find voice and get to participate in service delivery improvements and also as well as hold the government to account.
In Uganda, officials from various institutions, including the Uganda Law Society, that do play various roles in the law formulation, shared their experiences with the partners.
Who makes laws in Uganda? The parliament. The president. Ministers. Other authorities like the Law Reform Commission and local governments. So on PowerPoints, I will not read all that. The institutions which and body who make law. These are the institutions you can use actually to make law. These are the institutions you can participate in their activities when they're making law. We're in the constitution, so we're a constitutional body. And the commission is headed by a chairperson. And six other commissioners, all appointed by the president. Commissioners are 4 lawyers and 2 non-lawyers. There is a secretariat, which is made up of 3 departments, and I put one of those departments. Our mandate, as shown there, to keep constant review and make recommendations. That's the key word. Constant review, recommendations. The power of the commission. We receive, review and consider any proposal for reform which may be referred to us by any person. Any person, that's why now you can, any person.
During parliamentary sessions in the formulation of the law, much is emphasized to ensure that they do involve the locals to get their inputs towards the law formulation exercise.
Currently, the current parliament has 386 members with 25 committees. Now, citizen participation in the work of parliament is mainly through committees. We do have 25 committees, 15 of which are sectoral committees, and these are committees that are aligned to the various ministries that we do have in the country. Then we do have the rest are standing committees. From my experience working in parliament since 2008, other than the usual finance bills that come every year, it's been very difficult to hit the 45-day threshold. Many committees stay for terribly long with bills. I remember one notorious bill had stayed in Parliament from 2007, and it was only passed last year. That was the narcotics bill. so it's a terrible thing. And later on, as I go into assessing how effective citizen engagement is in Parliament, I will come back to that. In terms of saying what is the average, it is hard to tell because it depends on several other factors that are not standardized, like the leadership of a committee, like the commitment of members, the nature of staff, the nature of the politics at that time.
It can differ from 1 year to 7 years.
Yeah, like I gave you a bill that took about 7 years. Actually transcended 2 parliaments. It was in the previous parliament and it was, yeah, but that is besides the point. Now, what happens is at committee, when a bill is referred to a committee, that is like the nerve center of citizen engagement. At that point, usually, and now I'm talking the formal methods of citizen engagement. I will go to the informal later. The formal is that the committee will issue a press statement saying, a notice saying, on this date, Parliament did receive such and such a bill. It was referred to this committee is handling it. This is therefore to invite interested citizens and groups to come in and submit their views on this bill.
It was, however, noted that the process of coming up with a law becomes faster when locals are brought on board.
So the relation between public participation and governance is there. We need it. It helps give confidence in our institutions and output. By February 2007.
Delegates from Netherlands emphasized how it's very much crucial to engage locals in the process of coming up with a law. They say that better laws are always made with the citizens' input.
How citizens can benefit from a more democratic way of making laws. Citizens' participation in lawmaking, which situation can it lead to, which profits does it have? And the other thing is, how can society benefit from this? Do we get better laws when citizens are able to connect to lawmaking processes, for example? Or is there also a threat? Do we see certain risks of citizens being part of this process?
Dr. Livingstone Sewanyana, the director for Foundation for Human Rights Initiative, emphasizes the need to closely work together with the locals in such processes.
When the citizens work directly or together with the different groups or agencies of government, like the Law Reform Commission, whose mandate is to ensure that there is law reform, it's faster. That's one lesson. We didn't have serious challenges, and that's one example where you were working directly and the lobbying was being done by all the different stakeholders. Law Reform Commission was lobbying, we were lobbying, and actually it was interesting, the commissioner, the prisons were also lobbying. They were interested in that law because we had a problem, a serious case backlog in prison. So it was the interest of all the parties. So that model really enables citizens. Of course, you go through those processes of study, research, and then consultation.
The former State Minister for Finance and Planning, Isaac Musumba, says it's not so easy to come up with a law since its inception to the last minute. It requires much of advocacy and lobbying.
Law that is to be made in this country needs a very active and passionate bus attendant. If there is nobody who is actively pushing a particular policy to translate into law or a particular concern, it will go on, it will hang around somewhere and it will just be there. Even within the cabinet itself, if you have a law that you want to happen to make be, you have to be active, you have to be pragmatic, you have to be, really you have to be there with your law all the time, or your proposal. When I was minister in the Ministry of Finance in charge of planning, I set out to operationalize Article 125 of the Constitution that establishes a National Planning Authority. That National Planning Authority was resisted by people in my own ministry.
Benson Ekwe Ochen blames locals for not taking up their responsibilities as mandated in the Constitution. This has greatly brought up the challenge of information gap, especially amongst the locals.
You can imagine that local person, that ordinary citizen, whether he knows it or not, the Constitution says it is his or her duty to promote the rule of law. And under Article 17, it says it is his or her duty to fight corruption, to promote good governance, to participate in democratic processes. So many great things. But it is like asking somebody who has never gone through law to defend you in the course of law. Or somebody who does not have the skills of a doctor to take you to the theater.
Delegates from the 3 countries also carried out community outreaches whereby they reached out to different villages within Uganda. Kayunga was among the beneficiaries, and they shared a live experience with the locals who interfaced with their area member of parliament, Honorable Chebakoze Sulaimani Madada.
Abantu banoonya magezi matuufu bagenda ne balimba n'obakutwala mu kooti ng'ate tolina busobozi. Njagala okubagamba nti ekyettaka kyetaaga kukolagana n'abantu abalina obwesimbu, tubayambeko tukaanye na bali, kubanga nze nga memba parliament sirina ne wemba minisita lagira kooti ntukola kooti. Era bw'okiragira mu nkola y'amateeka kooti ekuvunaana yadde oli minisita n'okukusinga ne bakuggyako n'essente zo. Ago mateeka tebabagamba lo. Oli agambye omuntu yekka atavunaanwa ng'ali mu ntebe ye pulezidenti.
Once you peg transparency to anything, any program, they are supportive because they know you are not deceiving them. And for me during that campaign, yes, I had to bribe voters, but I only used the 10,000 shillings throughout the whole campaign. 10,000. It was because I went to people who were drinking, they had to drink. But otherwise, even when I would go to a drinking place where people are getting, one person in Kayonza in her constituency asked me for 1,000. Another drunkard person came and wanted to fight him. That for Dagada we don't ask him for money. We give him a vote free because he worked for us. You can see what it means. This is very touching. This is really touching, and it is. I don't know how. I wish I could have a movement which would spearhead this kind of movement. That you are transparent, you serve people transparently. And that is what motivates me, that when we do, whether it is a pitla trip, whether it is a borehole, we must call the citizens. We work and then we read what our plan is, which originally should have come from them anyway. So we read to them what we have planned and say, how do you feel? They normally give very good advice. Like today, they were questioning, there was a certain item in the deeds of question talking about culvert, building these walls on culvert, and they were saying 8. So they said, you are charging 2.5 million shillings. Where is all this going to be placed? We don't see all this. So the engineer had to get a task of explaining together with their team. At the end, actually, they saw it was correct, and they said that, no, we changed it actually. We added another 4, they had put 8. We added another 4 together with the 6 in order for our money to get value. So that is what we do here. This is very touching.
Experiences with different people. You can imagine.
Do not represent them.
The budgeting process.
That ordinary citizen.
I think we have come a long way.
How can society benefit?